Recent events may have turned your 401k into a 201k. Obviously, we know it's certainly a tough time for retirees, but my next guest has valuable information and insight about rebuilding your retirement wealth. Joining me now is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen, coming back to the show. He is the CEO and founder of Bowen Financial Group. He's also a popular radio show host right here in the Low Country. Brandon, welcome back to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you as always. I think a lot of people during this tough time have heard the advice to just kind of stay invested and ride out the storm. I know you've said that in the past, but it depends on your age and a lot of factors. What are you telling people who come to you with this question?
Right. And I can tell you've been listening, right? So that's good to all of our interviews. And so I say that, yes, if you are 6 or more years away from retirement, then, don't sell at the bottom. In fact, buy more if you can during the storm, because you've got time and it should eventually start working its way back up. But if you're within that retirement red zone that we talk about, and that's 5 or less years before retirement, or if you're already retired, then your success totally depends on how your portfolio is built.
Okay, that makes complete sense. So I know we all wish that we had a crystal ball that we could look into, but we don't. So how are we best prepared to deal with these steep declines in the market?
Yeah, and I say only risk into the market what you can afford to swing wildly. Okay, so that means then everything else it should be allocated in a more defensive, even safe description there. And that's going to be the money that provides your consistent, steady income in retirement. And also, when you think about risk tolerance, I equate that to pain tolerance. Okay, when you think of it that way, because a lot of people are asking, okay, well, how much do I risk? I say, well, how much pain are you up for? Right. And so we've got to make that decision now before the next storm comes.
Okay, so I hate to ask this question, but what does it look like when you have that big loss right before retirement? What does it do to people?
Oh gosh, it's devastating. It is devastating for people. You have to either work longer. If you haven't retired yet, you might have had a finish line of next year or 2 years from now. But now you're like, I don't know, honey. We're gonna have to keep working. I'll let you know when we're back where we need to be. Or if you're already retired, this is even worse. Now you might have to cut your budget and your expenses in half. So that's what it could look like.
Right. So for someone who might be in that situation right now, what is the best path to move forward for these viewers or anyone watching right now to rebuild their portfolio?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So rebuilding that portfolio, let me assume that we've made our money back here from this Corona dip. And I am calling it a speed bump, right? Because it was not a real crash. It was more like a speed bump. You're going too fast. We've all done it. We're like, what did I just hit? And it's a speed bump. So that's what that was. It was panic selling. And then we've recovered really quick. So let's assume that we're back. So now the better question that I want people to ask is, what are we going to do differently? Okay. If that was not enjoyable, if that was scary and you went down much more than you thought, and you thought you were more protected than that, then I would ask you, okay, what are you going to do differently? In fact, I've got a retired professor that I was talking to back in February. She had a nice portfolio. It was way too aggressive, but she was okay with it at that time. She had 2 rental properties as well. So Corona hits, her portfolio goes down half of what it was, and her tenants stopped paying her. And she was in a tough spot. And we were talking, and she goes, Brandon, when I recover, when we get back, we're going to make changes because I thought I was better prepared for this, and I'm not. So it all depends on what are you going to do now differently moving forward.
Right. A tough life lesson. So that's obviously, it's very important to understand your risk level when approaching retirement. Why is that so important?
Yeah, just like I said a minute ago, it's pain tolerance. You want to find a lot of people that have saved well for retirement. They don't need big gains anymore, right? You've saved and you've grown a lot of money. Your biggest risk is not missing out on a little bit of growth. It's big time losses. So you've got to now change the focus of your portfolio there and make it really resistant to market declines, right? Downside protection. That's the biggest risk that I find for those that are wealthy. We want to set up multiple streams of income, and we want to have it. If it only achieves 3 to 5% rate of return per year, that's fine. You're going to have more money than you know how to spend.
Yeah, well, that kind of brings me to my last question. So if we are protecting our money so closely and so carefully, is there still room for growth potential?
There is. And I said, this is where advisors bring value and they're worth their fee. This is where, because they're out there, these strategies are out there, and a portfolio is out there. You can build one that can weather these storms. So your advisor just can't be lazy. You need to talk to them, explain your concerns and fears and about downside risk here. And they should go to work for you and build this, because when it's properly positioned, you have the confidence and the peace of mind to enjoy the best years of your life.
All right. And Brandon, that's why everyone watching at home right now needs to contact you to help them navigate this. If you're watching right now and you want to learn more about preparing for a retirement with confidence, Bowen Financial Group has a great offer for you right now for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater. They are offering a complimentary pension and 401k decision guide. So this will allow Brandon and his team to schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meeting so they can speak with you personally and provide you with a roadmap analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to get ready for a successful retirement. Call or text the word guide to the number right now. That's 843-285-6755. Again, that's 843-285-6755. Brandon, always good to talk to you. Such great information.
Thank you.
See you next time. Have a great week.